2.5 miles beneath the Antarctic ice, there is a lake the size of Lake Ontario. It has been sealed off from the rest of the world for 15 million years. In 2012, Russian scientists finally drilled down to it. What they found changed everything. 2.5 miles beneath the Antarctic ice, there is a lake the size of Lake Ontario. It has been sealed off from the rest of the world for 15 million years. In 2012, Russian scientists finally drilled down to it. What they found changed everything we thought we knew about life on Earth. Lake Vostok is the largest subglacial lake on the planet. It sits beneath Russia's Vostok Station, one of the most remote and hostile places on Earth. The average temperature at the surface is -55 degrees Celsius. The coldest temperature ever recorded on Earth, -89.2 degrees, was measured here. But beneath 2.5 miles of ice, something extraordinary is happening. The lake itself is liquid water. The immense pressure from the ice above, combined with geothermal heat from below, keeps the water at around -3 degrees Celsius. Fresh water would normally freeze at that temperature. But the pressure is so extreme that the freezing point is lowered. The lake has been liquid, sealed, and completely dark for at least 15 million years. The Russians began drilling toward the lake in 1989. It took over 20 years. The drill had to penetrate 3,769 meters of ice, nearly 2.5 miles straight down. On February 5, 2012, the drill finally broke through into the lake. The first water samples were brought to the surface. And immediately, something was wrong. The initial analysis found DNA sequences that didn't match anything in existing databases. Not bacteria. Not archaea. Not any known classification of life. The lead researcher described it as, quote, unclassifiable and unidentifiable. Later analysis suggested the DNA may have come from contamination in the drilling fluid. But not all of it could be explained away that easily. What scientists do agree on is this: the lake almost certainly contains living organisms. Extremophiles, life forms that have evolved in complete isolation, in total darkness, under crushing pressure, for millions of years. If they exist, they represent a branch of the tree of life that diverged from everything else on Earth before humans, before dinosaurs, before most complex life as we know it. This is why NASA is paying very close attention. Jupiter's moon Europa has a global ocean of liquid water beneath its ice shell. The conditions are remarkably similar to Lake Vostok. If life can survive beneath the Antarctic ice for 15 million years, it could survive beneath Europa's ice too. But here's where the story gets complicated. After the initial breakthrough, the Russian team faced intense criticism from the international scientific community. Their drilling technique used 60 tons of kerosene and freon as drilling fluid, essentially pouring jet fuel into a pristine environment that had been sealed for millions of years. Scientists from other countries argued that any biological samples from the lake were now contaminated beyond usefulness. Russia has continued drilling. A second, cleaner sample was extracted in 2015. The results were partially published and partially classified. Some data was shared with international teams. Some was not. Several planned international collaborations were cancelled after Russia's political isolation following 2014. As of today, we still don't have a definitive answer about what lives in Lake Vostok. The lake remains the most isolated body of water on Earth. Its secrets are locked behind miles of ice, layers of geopolitics, and the fundamental difficulty of studying something that has been untouched for 15 million years. What we do know is that if life exists in Lake Vostok, and most scientists believe it does, it has been evolving independently for longer than the entire genus Homo has existed. Whatever is down there has never seen sunlight, has never been exposed to the atmosphere, has never encountered another living thing from the surface world. And we may have already contaminated it before we had the chance to study it properly. If you found this fascinating, subscribe for more stories like this. We post new videos every week.